Well, I think, just first of all, I just think where the guys have come from the first practice to this 15th practice, have come a long way. And it's been a joy to coach these guys over the last month. And, I think we've gotten obviously a lot better. And we still got a long ways to go, but where we've come from, really proud of the guys. And tonight was, it's a practice for us, but an opportunity for people to come out and see the team, kind of see what we're doing on offense, defense, and and we're still evaluating, still looking at what the guys are doing at every position. All the positions are up for grabs, and everybody's competing, and that's what we want. And this is a lot of great film to coach off of. And there's some things that we did tonight that you wouldn't ordinarily do in games and that type of thing. So, we're just trying to look for certain things in guys and scenarios and see how they're going to react, and then we'll coach through that. But just overall pleased with how the spring went.
Coach, how will you as a staff now? What will you do over the next few weeks to kind of head in and when the guys get back to work out?
Yeah, obviously next week they're getting a break, which deservingly so. These guys have pushed hard over the last couple of months, and then so when they get back for us, we're going to be in the weight room, really training over the next 7 weeks. And when I say training, a lot of different things are involved with that, with the lifting of the weights, running, agility work. We're still going to be involved as coaches with our guys within that. I mean, we got a lot of teaching to do. So there'll be a lot of involvement with our guys and our coaching staff over the next 7 weeks as well. And so the great thing is with these guys, their attitudes have been awesome as far as coming in and eager to learn. So that'll continue over the next 7 weeks. And it'll be hard, the things that we'll be doing in the weight room, because we obviously got to try to train our bodies and get stronger. So we're looking forward for that. Anything else?
Do you with offense, do you like what you got, how much you got in, the amount of the scheme, or does it matter at this point?
Well, I mean, we're very basic right now with what we're doing, and we got really just the meat and potatoes of the offense that's in, just the fundamental stuff that we want to try to do. There's so many things other than what we're showing tonight that we'll do, obviously, and we got to build off of it. You just can't put it all in right now. And so we got to continue to build, and you find guys that can do things, find their strengths and what they can do, and then we'll build off of that. There's obviously guys have strengths and weaknesses. Let's find out what they can do, and then allow them to do that and do that well. But I mean, we did some good things tonight. Obviously did some things that we're not pleased about, particularly turnovers. You don't ever like that offensively, but then conversely, I thought our defense did some great things today. I thought, getting some turnovers was really, really good. Putting pressure on the quarterbacks, getting pressure back in the back end was really nice. Thought we tackled pretty good today. So obviously, if one side is doing good, the other side's probably not doing as good. I mean, that's the thing about spring. I mean, and so, but overall, I think we got a lot of great things done.
How would you assess from day 1 to day 15?
Yeah. Quarterback play, I mean, it's the thing that we have to get is consistency there. And I think, no matter who's in the game, we saw some really good things. I think, Pass overall had a really good spring, the things that he was doing, very efficient. He was, like yesterday's practice was, 78% completion percentage, and that's the things we're looking for. The thing, and I can live with the low completion percentage, if you're taking care of the football. The thing that's disappointing is, if you throw an interception, that's the things we can't do. We want to be a very efficient offense and taking care of the football, and that's what we have to do. But overall, those guys I thought grew and did some really good things throughout the spring. As we go back, we'll look at the whole body of work. And we chart everything. I mean, every single thing we do in practice. So, how many targets a receiver has, and then how many catches he had, and then quarterback-wise, the completions on all the drills, and then decision-making, and we grade all the practices. So there's a lot of things we'll evaluate. And then we'll go back through when they get back, and they'll come in, and they'll be able to watch all their clips and learn from that off of film.
Like 6 guys, I guess, a local walk-on. How's he impressed you throughout this spring to get that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, he's the one thing he can't say he didn't have was reps. He got a lot of reps, and so it's good to see. I mean, I love to see the guys like that come out and compete and knock back down. And so, the place we are thin is up front. And then we got a couple guys dinged up, and he had to get a ton of reps over the last probably 5 practices, and got a lot of reps tonight. But we got to build depth, and he'll be a guy that'll give us some depth there at the center position. And I think he'll come along. I think he'll improve a lot between now and August camp when we start that as well. And that's what you want to see. These guys continue to get better each and every day that they're here.
Coach, tight end is so key in your offense. I know you don't have a ton of depth there now, but how did you like what you saw? And
Yeah.
Marshawn saw a lot of reps as well.
I think that may be one of the more surprising things in a pleasant way for me is the tight end position, because you come in, you really don't have a lot of depth there as well. So we're trying to train these guys. I thought they made as much improvement as any position, maybe from the first practice all the way to the end. And you're right. We ask those guys to do a lot of things as far as blocking. They have to understand defenses, pre-snap reads and then post-snap reads about who they're blocking and then what routes they're running. They did some really good things, and that group will continue to grow and get better and better. And I think we've probably got 3 or 4 guys I think we can win with at that position. So we're really pleased with what's happening right there. We obviously need some more help there, and so we'll try to bring in some more guys with that. But those guys did some really nice things this spring.
Robert Hicks is a guy that saw his role change before spring. What's your impression of how he did?
Yeah, Robert's got talent. He's got quickness, and so he's a bigger guy. He was a bigger linebacker, so now maybe an undersized D lineman, but in our scheme fits it really well. And I think he'll continue to grow as well. He did some really good things as far as his quickness and penetration, getting in the backfield, cause havoc in the backfield. I think he's going to be able to do that for us, and he's still learning that position. It's new for him, but again, I thought he was one of the particular players that I thought grew a lot. As he goes back and watches film when he comes back from break, I think he'll really see some things that he can get better at as well, and he'll give us some good depth up front. The thing about it, we want to be able to play. We'd love to play 7 or 8 D linemen and rotate and keep them fresh throughout a whole game, and so he'll be in the mix, and he'll be one of those guys that we'll rotate in.
Coach, you talked the other day about you kicked nonstop since you've
Yep.
been here. Do you take a deep breath now and finally try to maybe get your feet under?
Yeah.
Now that it's over for you and yourself.
Yeah, personally, next week I'm going to go back and try to pack up some things and then, get our family back up here. That's the thing that they, obviously been back in North Carolina, but to get them here and try to get a little bit of normalcy, and get them in school and then, get a little bit of a routine going. But I love being here. I love coaching ball, so you're here a lot anyway. And but to have the family here, so now when you're outside of the office, you really have somewhere to go. You can go to the restaurant with somebody instead of going by yourself. So that's going to be neat to get them back up here in the next couple weeks, and then but we get back in a normal routine. I think it'll be a real great thing for us and our family.
What kind of dimension do your quarterbacks?
Yeah.
What kind of variations?
Well, you have a couple different variations. I think Malik obviously has his legs and can make plays with those legs, and then I think Puma stands tall in the pocket. He gives you a big pocket present passer, but I think he showed some legs tonight too when he took it down on a long run. The thing about these deals when they're not live, you can't tell if they're down or not. The defense is yelling he's down. Offense has said nobody touched him. But, and then I think, Conley gives you a little bit of both. I think he can run and he's got a strong arm. We saw the touchdown pass tonight where he threw a rope, for that touchdown pass. That was nice. And I think they all three give you some things that you can build off of. The biggest thing for me is decision making, and it's taking care of the football. And so those are things we got to get better at. And all 3 of those guys, and really all 4 of them, have to be able to take care of the football and be efficient in our offense.
Now that you're through spring, what's your impression of the running back room?
Yeah, I think, we've done some good things with some guys. I think Hassan Hall's been really good. I think Hawk's been good. I think, some of the other guys have kind of been dinged up a little bit, so it's kind of hard to eval those guys, when they're dinged up now. There were a few times they did go this spring. Day went, and then he got dinged. He missed some practices. Colin was the same way, and and then we have a couple other guys that hadn't really gotten a whole lot of reps. So we have numbers there. We just got to continue to evaluate those guys and see where we're at, as we head in there. But we got some guys that can do some things. You got some bigger guys, some faster guys, so you got a pretty good mix of guys in the running back room.
How important now, obviously the weight staff, but the training staff, because you finish early to get some guys healed up.
Yeah, I think we have 3 or 4 guys that will have to get, some just minor surgeries, just things that won't be out long, that they'll have to do that, and then we'll have some guys that have some dings and bruises. But the big thing is that, getting their bodies healed up so they can train. I mean, we have to get in the weight room and train. We got to get a lot stronger overall, just as a whole football team. And it's going to take a lot of hard work and, some things that, training-wise, that they have to be there. So if if you can't do a lower body lift, obviously you're not getting any stronger. So the training staff have to be here, getting these guys ready to go. And I tell you, fortunately for us, though, I think we're pretty healthy. 15 days of practice. We did a lot of tackling this spring because we had to, but I think we're pretty healthy overall with that. I'm pretty pleased as far as the health goes. But those guys in the training room do a great job, and they do a great job working together. Our training staff and our strength staff are working together, staying on the same page, maximizing the things that the guys can do, and that's important, I think, obviously, as we head throughout this off season.
All right, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. TJ.